It's me. And I'm here with today's video. And the reason I'm making this video is because I have been talking about my forex journey, which I knew if somebody out there is jealous of me, that hearing about my forex journey would only increase that jealousy. It would increase their curiosity. And it may give me some useful information that I'm looking for. And lo and behold, today, when I was looking at my Instagram stories that I post as traps, and if you don't know this by now, you're a complete idiot. I posted these stories, which are screenshots taken from my forex trading account, showing $8,500 in profits today. I showed some of the trades, I showed some of the profits, and only one person, because nobody ever looks at my Instagram stories anymore since I started tagging them and doing funny shit, whatever. So whenever I check, I'm always surprised to see anybody in there. And I clicked on the person who had seen it, and then I find out that they have 11 mutual friends. And I checked through the mutual friends, and every single one of the 11 mutual friends is related to one of the bike groups that I was riding with when I had started riding with my sister, and the Ride With Us bike group. The reason I started riding with Ride With Us was because I had quit skating with the Derby dolls after making complaints that their logos resembled symbols of white supremacy. Discussions were had, shit happened, people's feelings were hurt. I don't know who at the Derby dolls is related to white supremacy, but I do know one of the bike groups, one of the people that rode with several bike groups, Michael Burbank, has an Instagram page called Legendary Skins. And when I had asked him during the time I was speaking with him what that meant, the explanation he gave to me was very convoluted and it made no sense. And it was as if he was trying to make sure that I didn't think that it had any relation to white supremacy. Legendary Skins sounds like skinheads having conversation about the epic shit that they've done to harass people. That's what it sounds like to me. And then if I were to go into more of the things that I had discussed with Michael, this would make a lot more sense, but I don't feel like I need to share those. But I will when it comes time for court or whatever, prosecution or whatever, but these people are all involved. So Michael Burbank actually knows of my sister through Ride With Us. That is the connection to Legendary Skins. That is the connection to all of this harassment. I've made claims that it's related to my sister in the past. Her boyfriend has molested me. And when I say molested, I agreed to a massage. And here's how it happened. I know that sounds bad. We used to smoke together every day on the patio, smoke weed. And I have a very bad neck problem. And I'm sure I was doing like this shit, right? As I do this all day, every day. If I ever have to sit for a long period of time, whenever my neck or my back starts hurting, that's what I do. And normally it's going to release the loudest crack you'll ever hear. So the way he was able to start putting his hands on me, he asked if he could give me a massage. I did not, absolutely did not ask him for one. I've had this issue forever. That's why I smoke weed. I was not going around like, hey, give me a massage. No. On top of him asking if he could give me a massage, I don't know if he had given me the bottle of Jaeger before or after he asked. But he did give me a little, that's the smallest size flask of Jaeger. And from what I remember, what I can recall, it was sealed. So to this day, I don't know if anything had been put in it or if they messed with the seal or whatever happened. But I do know I took one little tiny sip and that's it. That bottle sat in the freezer at my sister's house for the longest time until I got kicked out. And I'll explain the kicking out. I've already explained it before, but I'll explain again later. When I was kicked out of their house, Terrell had made a threat that he was going to shoot my dog. That threat was one step short of him saying he was going to shoot me. The thing that led up to the argument at my sister's house that made me move out was the Rolex watch my mom had given me. That watch is pieced together. She had her friend make it. Her friend is a jeweler. So it is not a real Rolex. It's made up of like 4 different watches from back in 1950, 1960. And the diamonds have cracks in them. It's a stainless steel. And if you know anything about Rolexes, you would know that Rolex never made a stainless steel double diamond bezel watch. Never made it. The arm on the watch is bent. So the argument that I got into with my sister was over this watch. She's dumb, I think, and she thought it was worth money. So it went missing from my room while I was living there. And then the argument happened, and I had taken her jewelry box until she was going to give me back my watch. And I hid her jewelry box in my room under my bed. That's when Terrell came in, did the arguing, said he's going to shoot me because that's his stuff too in there. Not me, shoot my dog and whatever. So I went back under my bed and I took the jewelry box out and I gave it back. She still had not given me back my watch. I don't know if it was a day later, but at some point later, I had done another check under the bed and miraculously the watch was there. I know it wasn't before. So it had been placed back in my room under the bed for me to find. This watch, the leader of Ride With Us had seen it when we were in Las Vegas. And the look on her face resembled very much what I think the gang stalkers or the people in the bike groups, when I posted the video of me test driving an Acura, I had, and I don't know if their comments are still there. If they deleted them, they deleted them. I am sure I have a screenshot of it somewhere. But it's just about every person associated with these same bike groups that I'm talking about left me a comment about this car that I had just test driven and posted a video of me. And everybody's asking me if it's my car and how much I paid for it and all kinds of questions. And then I come to find out later that these people wanted to find that car that does not exist because it belongs to the Acura in Glendale. They wanted to find that car. So during several forced entries into my apartment where they had to do repairs to like my bathroom or the plumbing or other things, I remember one day there were 2 plumbers that came. I don't know which one was the real plumber or if they had really called 2 or what happened, but there was definitely 2 sets of men in here, and one of those sets of men, I remember I had my keys hung in a specific place. He took a very keen eye to the accurate key that I had for a car that got repossessed in 2012. So I don't know if they thought that that Acura key belonged to the car I test drove, but the harassment, it escalated from there because they thought that they were going to find some of my shit and damage it. And then that's when, that was the first time I had to ask my mom for money since I had been an adult, was when they broke into my car at my last job. From there, the harassment and people involved spread. It's now inside. The people inside, when I worked at Louis Brisbois, know about it. Allied Universal is the security guard company for the U.S. Bank Tower when I worked there. All of them are involved. Everybody I have claimed, let me say this now for protection from lawsuits, for entertainment purposes only. Every claim I have made can be connected just by the one person who decided to come and look at my post that I said, I showed like a screenshot of my profit from forex trading. Today I made $8,500 in like an hour and a half. Because these people are trying to portray me as an idiot. They're trying to make it look like I'm incompetent at work. The last 3 employers I've had have all participated in this, trying to make me think that I'm not capable, adding notes to my employment file, terminating a 6-year successful employment, all kinds of things. So connecting it back to the bike groups and my sister connects it back to a larger conspiracy. This is a conspiracy. Connecting it back to Michael Burbank, Legendary Skins, connects it back to what I believe to be skinheads, white supremacists, racists. They could be separatists. If they're not white, they're black separatists. These people involved, including secret society people in like sororities, fraternities, religious centers, people who go to church and participate in religious groups. All of these people have been told that I am a threat. And the state of our country right now, people are so... I still haven't gotten to the source of who's paying them, or what is the program, or what exactly is the network. I only know what I've done research on YouTube through the videos I've seen. And everything I just described is what they talk about. So if you are a targeted individual living in Los Angeles, you have a very good chance of like 90% of the people around you, 80-90% of the people around you being involved in this, having knowledge of you and what they're doing to you. What I'm telling you right now, and I'm telling you, these people are shit. They have shitty lives. The first thing that you can do to make yourself feel better about their harassment is to actually give them a good look at their body. And when I say body, you can very clearly tell if you are good, and I have a feeling that you are, because they like to pick people with like psychic abilities, or people who are spiritual, people who they think will be easy targets to make look crazy. So if you can read these people immediately, you can tell by looking just at their body shape and what condition it's in, if they are involved or not. If they are more than 10 pounds overweight, the percentage that they're involved goes up. If you look at what kind of food they eat, they have no consideration for healthy food. More likely they are involved. They are spotted by the leaders and organizers based on their habits. People can tell who can easily be manipulated based on the food that they see them consuming. I used to drink 2 liters of Jarritos daily. 2 liters of sugar soda a day. That fucked my brain up. High fructose corn syrup, sunflower seed oil, all these things we shouldn't be eating, gang stalkers consume regularly, and it makes it so their brain doesn't work right. So they think that they will be successful at harassing you into mental illness. If you are feeling like you are helpless, change what you're eating. One of the things that they're going to do, they're going to try to get you to self-eliminate. And if they can't get you to self-eliminate, I fear, similar to the fate of my sister's ex-husband, the father of her children, they made his death look like it was an unaliving of himself. I don't believe that. I believe that my sister and whoever else is involved used this same network that they're trying to use to harass me to get rid of her ex-husband. One of the things that I believe leads it back to a pedophile ring is the fact that they're so persistent. Because I know the knowledge that I have can convict my sister and her boyfriend. I'm pretty sure. You wouldn't do this to someone if you're not involved in something like that. That's another reason why so many people in Los Angeles are involved, because they're trying to protect their pedophile selves. Even if they're not involved in pedophilia, they are profiting from something like it. The reason they're able to have such intimate knowledge of what I'm doing is because they've harassed me into putting cameras up to surveil 100% of my apartment. They have the IT knowledge to get access to these cameras. These cameras are the same as just about every single other IP camera available in the world, able to be hacked and broadcast on the dark web to people you don't know. If you have any kind of camera in your home, around your home, you have a good chance of these people who are involved having eyes on you. That includes child monitors. Do you understand what I'm saying? The reason that they want me to look crazy is because I have knowledge that can take out a whole pedophile ring. That's why there's so many people around me doing it anonymously. And after I've profiled them, the way that they handle this, the way that they do it, hands off, but very mental game, they don't want to leave a mark, similar to how they abuse the children around them. I think back to my sister. My sister never hit her kids. Why would you not discipline your kids? We got hit. Maybe she's trying to break generational curses, or she doesn't want to leave marks because she knows what she's doing. I don't know. And if I'm making these claims against you and they're not true, you would come back at me with anger. You would ask me, why am I doing this, instead of pretending like nothing's happening. I'm going to tell you what I remember from when I lived with my sister. I remember my niece sleeping on a box spring, and because she had slept there every night, her body had formed the shape of a child in a fetal position inside of the springs. So there's a little divot inside of the box spring, and that's where she slept. My sister has always made more money than me. A child's bed is like, what, $100? There were times when she had no furniture and I couldn't understand why. Times are hard. She's always been able to ask my mom for help, and she always has. Up until she found her own independence, I guess, maybe when she aligned with the gang stalkers or whatever network she's in. But she has since stopped asking me for help. She's stopped asking my mom for help. So she's okay now. So that means her kids should have everything that they need. One of the things I remember my niece saying is they grew up, they came up from the mud or something like that. Is like signifying that she came here from nothing. She made it out the mud. She made it to where she is from nothing. She was telling my sister in a very nice way that she didn't do shit when they were younger for them. I have to post this because of how crazy they've made me look in public. They record everything. The reason I will go and do the things that make me look crazy is because I don't care. I am actually crazy, and I really do not give any shits about what people think about me. So I have no problem acting any type of way. That's not how I am 24/7. That's only how I am when people that I've identified as harassers, pedophiles, stalkers, gang stalkers, whatever you want to call them, are near me. The reason that they have to protect their network in this way is because it is a pedophile ring. So they have to eliminate anyone who even brings that up as a subject. I wish all of my targeted individuals strength. I'm praying for you. I'm praying that you find the connection that you need to put your things together. My connections are Ride With Us Bike Club. The bikers from my Instagram, Facebook posts. The guy that came to look at my profile, who I have no clue who he is. He should not just decide that he's gonna look at my shit. Who told him about me? Him looking at my profile lets me know my name is being spoken in rooms, chat rooms, wherever, that I am not. And someone told him to come look for me because I made $8,500 in an hour and a half on forex. It was the same thing they did when they keyed my car, when they came looking for the Acura that I don't have. It's these same people doing the same thing they've been doing to me for at least 3 years, if not longer. I don't know if it was necessarily started by my sister, but she has definitely been recruited into it and has added to the problem. As far as pedophile ring, I've always wondered what my sister does with her money. I don't know if she does drugs. I know that she's always made more money than me, but there have been times where she's had to ask me for money. I cannot count the number of cars she's had repossessed because she just doesn't care. My sister has actually used her child's social security number to secure a credit card because she cannot do so with her own. That is the kind of person my sister is. And if you are here judging me because of what somebody put online, posted about me, I want to use the example of the guy who came to look at my forex trading photo. He came to look there because of something somebody told him. He has no clue the validity behind that post. He has no clue where that picture came from. He doesn't know if it's really mine, but he is adding to the shit. He's going to go take a screenshot. He's going to send it in the group chat. There are going to be 100,000 people talking about how I make $8,500 in an hour now. And then out of those hundreds of thousands of people, there's going to be 100 very jealous people who want to come and take that from me. I'm going to tell you right now, and I was going to try to keep it a secret for a little bit longer, but since you guys gave me what I was looking for, I can give you guys something. I'm trading in a demo account if you cannot figure it out. If you don't know what a demo account is, and you came to come see the $8,500 that I made, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. You're a jealous idiot. Learn forex, get off the gang stalking apps, improve your life, eat better. What is your obsession? You can talk to me. I'm not afraid of you. You're not a scary person. The reason you may not be able to talk to me is because I can read your energy and I don't want to talk to you. That would be the only thing. So if you don't want to be a stalker and you think that you really want to be my friend or around me or get to know me, you don't. I'm going to tell you now, you don't. At some point, you will find something so annoying about me that you will just give up. But doing it anonymously lets you watch everything in my life and you be the judge of whatever you want. And obviously, my life is more interesting than what you have going on. If you're going to waste 22 minutes to get to this part of the video. If you're not a targeted individual and you made it this far in the video, I suggest you find something better to do. If you are a targeted individual, you can get to this point, but you have to ignore them. When I say ignore them, I mean straight up. If you know somebody is asking you a question that is related to this shit, don't give them the satisfaction of a response. Don't even look at them. Keep fucking moving. Keep walking. Don't entertain their bullshit. I had one of the girls in the building, because I didn't give her what she was hoping to get out of me. She had a little mini breakdown and she did the fucking, thank you, excuse me, thank you, to me while I was walking through the hallway, completely unexpecting it. Because when I think about reality, I think about how many times I hear other people say it. So if I'm getting on or off the bus and I don't hear anybody else say, excuse me, pardon me, con permiso, thank you, any of that shit, I don't need to say it. That's not the vibe we're on. So you cannot make me feel a certain type of way about the word thank you, excuse me, sorry. I don't say the word sorry because the word sorry is reserved for very specific occasions where I have actually hurt somebody. That's when I say sorry. I apologize otherwise because I'm not a sorry person. If I do something to you that hurts you, I am sorry. But as far as me just saying that word because of something that I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it because we bumped into each other. We bumped into each other. Excuse me. That's the word you say. You pick the right word for the situation. I'm not sorry I bumped into you. That was an accident. I have no control. It wasn't intentional. If I did that intentionally, I could say sorry. Right? Like, I don't know. I don't know if it makes sense to you, but continuing to use the people, when I run into people, and maybe that is why you have been chosen as a targeted individual, your use of that word, I don't know. But me particularly, when I hear other people use it, it makes me tell them, well, first I have to think about the situation. Then I'm going to tell them there's no need to say sorry, because I want them to get it in their head that this is a situation that happens, and it happens. It's an accident. It's nothing for you to be a sorry person about. You say sorry when you hurt someone, and that's it. Otherwise, people will walk all over your ass. And if you find yourself in this situation and you know that you often say sorry, stop. Stop telling people sorry and let them just figure that shit out. Don't let groups of people influence you. If you are a targeted individual, you're probably targeted because you don't try to participate in that social game. What happens in the social game is you're friends with one person, you think you're good friends with. That one person is friends with other people who don't like you. And then that friend goes to their other friends, and now that friend's talking about you. They're not really a friend. They plan things against you. They will invite you out to make fun of you because they feel so bad about their own lives that they'd rather just make fun of you. If you have people in your life like that, get away from them, and you will realize the gang stalking is gonna stop. Get away from your narcissists. Get away from their flying monkeys. It is amazing how many flying monkeys can be recruited by a single narcissist. So sometimes, and another great use for Instagram, and I don't know if Instagram intended this, but Instagram is used as a tool for stalking and harassment. You can do it back the other way. If you know, and this is exactly what I did 2 times now already, if you know you have people that are stalking you and that are trying to watch everything that you post, everything that you say, if you have monitoring spirits, like legitimate monitoring spirits, you don't understand why this one person you don't know from this, that, or the other has taken an interest in every single one of your Instagram posts, every single thing you post on Facebook, it's very likely that person is going back to a group and talking about you. Get rid of that person. Block that person. Block any known associates of that person. Do not let the monitors monitor you. And then what's going to happen? They're going to send new monitors. They recruit more flying monkeys. So you have to make sure. One of the reasons you shouldn't necessarily block the main narcissist is because you have to find out who they're connected to. So you use the mutual friends section of Instagram, Facebook, or whatever to continue to block their chain of flying monkeys. And then what you will have done, and this is what I may be in the process of doing, is creating a list of people associated with the conspiracy that you can then send to the DOJ. All of those people need to be investigated because they are using Facebook as a social media platform, Instagram as a social media platform to stalk and harass, domestic terrorize people. And the government allows it. The police know about it. They allow it. If you try to get help, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have tried to get help, that's exactly what they want you to do. They want you to look like Chicken Little claiming the sky is falling. They want you to go to the cops 10 times to complain about the harassment, have the cops do nothing, and then they are making a case to get you put into a mental institution. If you do research on the COINTELPRO or MK Ultra programs, one of the things that I had come across said that the tactics that they have used on me that I've described in my countless videos, 70-something videos, are the same tactics that were used against people and within weeks or months made them unable to speak. It made them like catatonic. It reduced them to mush. Their brain could not function because it didn't know what to believe or trust or do. Don't let them do that to you. Call bullshit when you see it. Doesn't matter how crazy it makes you look. If you get fired from a job, that's what they wanted you to do. Accept it. Accept it and move on. Do not, what I tried telling all the employers, these people are fucking harassing me. Turns out the employers have people in high positions that are actually aware that you're being harassed, and you were set up to go to that employer to continue the harassment in order to make you look incompetent. That's how it started. How do I go from a 6-year job where my last review from my supervisor was stellar, right? The department would be in great shape if we had 10 more Margies. Does it need 10 more Margies? I don't know if that was a backhanded compliment or not. Do you need 10 of me? I thought 1 of me is good. It doesn't matter. It was not a bad comment. I got good scores on that. Then immediately, as Teresa Hart comes into Louis Brisbois, Teresa Hart has previously denied me a job at Paul Hastings. That's okay because I went to Jones Day, which was a better experience, I think. From Jones Day, I went to Louis Brisbois. Jones Day is an excellent firm, and the only reason I left Jones Day was because of Jody Prentice. Jody Prentice used to talk to me like this. And I have a feeling Jody Prentice is part of their program. Jody Prentice used to work at Louis Brisbois before she worked at Jones Day. Shanta Austin was my boss at Woodsmith, Henning & Berman. From Woodsmith, Henning & Berman, Shanta Austin, that was like her first legal billing management position, one of them. So a lot of the work that I did was actually helping her learn what she was supposed to do. I don't know how long she went on. She continued to be a manager. She moved up. She also worked at Louis Brisbois. There are a number of people I have found connections to that have been planted in my life, and I believe them to be part of this program. So there are still a lot of things that I have to get to the bottom of, but I can name certain people from certain jobs that have come along with me all along the way, and it feels like they are part of whatever this big setup is. It had been mentioned to me when I was at the Verizon store at the Beverly Connection that I was being set up for credit card fraud. Do you know that there was just, I think it's a Riverside gang that got busted for all the credit card fraud and shit? So it is very possible that there is truth to that. They're using my information, my internet, my devices and shit to help them with their credit card fraud. So I've come on here time and time again to let you know I'm an honest person. I've done my time for the crimes I've committed. I'm not doing that shit anymore. I'm not going to risk my freedom for $1. I've accepted homelessness over fucking dealing with this bullshit. So I'm not homeless yet, but I will be okay because I know I'm a good person. That's the shit I'm on. So they can continue this as long as they want. I think today they gave me a good link that connects all of this stuff, helps it restore my sanity, helps me put a lot of them in the mental jail that I need them to be in. It helps explain a lot more of what's going on in their lives. It makes me feel a lot more like a celebrity because really I have no reason to know any of them aside from riding a bike in a group with them. They have gone out of their way to learn every intimate detail of my life, including lies that I've started to tell in order to get their attention. Be careful what you fucking wish for, motherfuckers.